And speaking of warships, 3 Indian warships have reached the South China Sea with an aim of bolstering maritime alliances with friendly countries in the region. Reports indicating that Southeast Asia has been quite receptive to India's presence, welcoming Indian warships with open arms. They view it as a positive development, as a way of counterbalancing an aggressive China. As experts point out, this move by India is a subtle message to China, highlighting the importance of upholding international maritime laws. The Indian guided missile destroyer INS Delhi, fleet tanker INS Shakti and submarine hunter INS Kiltan are currently stationed in Manila, Philippines. This follows goodwill visits to Singapore, Malaysia and Vietnam. It basically shows India's commitment to strengthening maritime cooperation and partnerships in the region, something that China has failed to demonstrate time and again. On the 6th of May, the Indian ships arrived in Singapore to strengthen friendship and cooperation. And then, on the 12th of May, Indian submarine hunter INS Kiltan sailed to Vietnam's Cam Ranh Bay for exchanges and a joint maritime exercise with the Vietnamese Navy. The same day, the guided missile destroyer INS Delhi and fleet tanker INS Shakti arrived at Malaysia's Kota Kinabalu to take part in maritime drills. And finally, on the 19th of May, the 3 Indian warships docked at Manila. The Indian warships' visit to the Philippines coming after the first batch of BrahMos missiles from India arrived in the Philippines last month. We told you about this. India has armed Manila with these supersonic cruise missiles so that it can better defend itself amid the tensions in the South China Sea. Here, the Indian and Philippine Navy will take part in an exercise as well as engage in a wide range of professional interactions such as expert exchange, cross-deck visits, cultural visits, community outreach programs. Now, here's why this is significant. In the South China Sea, China is locked in a territorial dispute with almost all its neighbors. Recently, maritime run-ins between China and the Philippines have made the strategic South China Sea a global flashpoint, in fact. And central to these standoffs are hotly contested features located inside the Philippines' 200 nautical mile exclusive economic zone, which of course China claims as its own. But you see, encounters between the two countries have grown more tense, more frequent over the past year. China has continued to press its claims in the area. The Philippines has refused to cede its rights on its territorial waters. In a bid to assert its claim, China has increasingly turned into a bully, having harassed, chased away, blocked, attacked and damaged Philippine ships and boats with water cannons. China's actions have drawn international condemnation as well as concern from major powers, including India. New Delhi has expressed firm support for the Philippines in defending its national sovereignty. Having experienced China's aggression at the Himalayas, India has steadily upgraded defense ties with the Philippines as well as other regional players like Singapore, Indonesia and Vietnam. India regularly holds joint exercises, military exchanges and training programs with them. It is part of a broader strategy to enhance maritime security as well as promote peace and stability in the Indo-Pacific. It's very much in line with India's Act East policy. The Southeast Asian nations are also seeking to expand partnerships with countries like India, especially considering the differences in their capabilities as compared to China. You see, there is a growing acceptance of India's presence among South China Sea littoral nations as a counterbalance to China's increasing grey zone activities. It must be noted, India has been conducting annual bilateral naval exercises with Singapore since 1994, and similar naval cooperation agreements have been established with other Shifting focus for now, South Korea has banned a viral North Korean propaganda tune. It's titled The Friendly Father. It sings praise of the North Korean leader Kim Jong-un. South Korea has linked it to psychological warfare. It says that the song goes against the country's National Security Act. How so? Our next report getting you the whole story.
Last month, North Korea released a song. It is titled The Friendly Father. Since its release, it has been viral on social media. It became a huge hit on TikTok. Gen Z users have been popping to the synthy electro-pop. Some say the tune accompanies them at the gym or while doing homework. Others like its nostalgic style, saying that it reminds them of older Spanish and French pop music. It's just a really great tune, claim the TikTokers. However, most are clearly quite oblivious to what the lyrics mean. It sounds something like this. Let's sing about Kim Jong-un, our great leader. Let's boast about Kim Jong-un, our friendly father. Yes, the song is praising the North Korean dictator, and it doesn't sit right with South Korea. Seoul's media regulator says that the song glorifies Kim Jong-un. Therefore, it violates South Korea's National Security Act. This act blocks access to the North's government websites and media. It also penalizes behaviors and speeches in favor of the regime. Now, South Korea has decided to ban the song. The National Intelligence Service requested it. Korea Communication Standards Commission has approved it. It says the video is typical content linked to psychological warfare against South Korea. 29 versions of the Friendly Father music video will be blocked in the country. But you know what? Friendly Father is just the latest in a line of propaganda pop songs churned out by North Korea in the past 50 years. It's peppy, bright-tempoed, and dangerously catchy. Some TikTok users say there is a certain Soviet-era tinge to it. Experts say the song was composed to become an earworm that penetrates minds. That's what most artists aim for when writing a chart topper in North Korea. There's no space for abstract phrasing. Melodies have to be simple. According to some defectors, North Koreans wake up every morning to propaganda songs blasting over village town squares. The song sheet and lyrics of the latest songs are printed in newspapers and magazines. Usually, they also have to learn dances to go with it. For regime watchers, the new 2-minute track has an alarming new message. While Western music fans have been dissecting Taylor Swift's new songs or decoding the Kendrick Lamar vs. Drake diss tracks, North Korean experts have been scrutinizing Friendly Father's lyrics. In the song, Kim Jong-un is being referred to as Father and the Great. The terms that were previously reserved for North Korea's first leader and his grandfather, Kim Il-sung. In recent times, Kim Jong-un also replaced the lyrics in another propaganda song. He changed Our Father Kim Il-sung to Our Father Kim Jong-un. What does this signify? As a leader, Kim Jong-un has become increasingly hostile and aggressive in his rhetoric, pledging to build his country's military arsenal, declaring South Korea the public enemy number one. The same extremism is reflecting in his songs as well.
Moving on for now, recently a baby from Chennai in India was saved from falling to her death. It was a story with a seemingly happy ending, but it has now turned into a depressing one. The baby narrowly evaded death, but her mother could not. She was not fortunate enough. Let me give you a quick recap of what happened. You might have seen the videos online. It was a heroic moment. The baby had slipped from the hands of the mother and fallen from a 4th floor balcony. Fortunately, she ended up dangling on the sunshade of the 1st floor of the building. And that is when the residents and the neighbors came to her rescue. They waited on the ground with a bedspread, all set to catch the baby. 2 men then climbed onto the balcony and caught a hold of the baby. She was saved and brought down to safety. When the video clips went viral on social media, they brought in heavy criticism for the mother. She was accused of negligence. She was called all sorts of names. The woman was already suffering from postpartum depression. Then she almost lost her baby. Can you even imagine the pain of a mother, what she had to go through? You can't point fingers at her and accuse her of negligence, but which mother would want to become the cause of her own baby's death? The incident disturbed the woman deeply. 2 weeks ago, she came to her parental home along with her husband. On the 18th of May, her parents went out to attend a function. She was left alone in the house. When the parents returned, they were mortified to find their daughter dead. She was hauled to the hospital, but the doctors declared her dead on arrival. The police suspect it was a suicide. Yes, there is a good chance that online trolls bullied this poor woman into taking her own life. She was only 33, she had 2 kids to take care of, and now they will grow up without a mother because it seems it's because people on social media judged the women unfit to take care of her children, and that is why she took her own life.